Hare Thank you to everyone who's come in. We're so grateful to have you all here at Bhagavat Sravanam. This is our weekly family program for devotees. Oops, there goes the microphone. Good catch. So, yeah, we're going to move this. So today we have our wonderful Karuna Nimai is going to be speaking with us, speaking to us and with us. And he is our Director of Operations and Director of Business Development here at Bhakti Center. He used to live here at Bhakti Center. For how many years did you live here? 2.5 years. 2.5 years. It seemed like longer. But
it's a long time in New York.
That is fact. That is fact. Yeah, so 2.5 years, long time for New York. Well, I lived here for a really long time then. And
took a break.
Yes, I did. And he went to Syracuse University and studied there business management. And he was just a very beloved member of the community. When he got married to Ananya recently, it was like a festival of the community, everyone showering their love upon them. So we're so grateful for you to speak to us because Shiva Ratri, and we're going to be hearing about the glories of Lord Shiva. Jai. I'm so excited. So everybody give him a big round of applause. Do you want the TV on now?
Yes.
Maybe you can help with the microphone. That was great, like a second ago.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare.
Is it loud enough? Everybody can hear okay?
Hare Krishna. Can you come and help me? This is 2 screens.
Great, that's perfect.
Thank you for that. Let's chant first. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Savadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So first of all, I am seeking the blessings of all of you, so I can speak something which is enlivening, nourishing, and takes us deeper into our practice of bhakti. So, when I was asked by Champaklata Devi to speak today, I was thinking on what topic shall I speak, and especially I am addressing a group of devotees. So it's not that we have people who are just coming to Krishna consciousness or they have started their journey and we can give them information, knowledge. But I'm speaking to people who have practiced for many years. And then I was thinking about what I read by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He said that knowledge, when it's just a repository, it's of no use. When this knowledge is realized, then that's real progress. What does it mean? It means that when initially we come to this path, we read so much, we learn so much, and it's so simple in so many ways. Vedic concepts on which there is so much deliberation going on in various parts of the world. There are so many pundits who are thinking and coming up with different perspectives. For us, when we come here, everything is so systematic that things are so simple. And then when I was reading this quote by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was saying that as a devotee grows, his thought should also grow. One should go deeper. And the same truths, when you go deeper, can actually give you different perspective, can help you become a bit better devotee. So on that same theme and line, I thought that I would try to share something with all of you. Nothing very new, but something to definitely give a thought. And because today is Mahashivratri, so I chose the topic of glories of Lord Shiva. So, prayers to Lord Shiva. Namah Shivaya Rudraya, Namah Shakti Dharya Cha, Sarva Vidyadhipataye, Bhutanam Pataye Namah. So, offering respectful obeisances unto you, Lord Shiva or Rudra, who are the reservoir of all potencies, the reservoir of all knowledge, and the master of everyone. And then our Srila Prabhupada says, it is the system for one to offer obeisances unto the expansion or incarnation of the Lord. Lord Shiva is the incarnation of ignorance, one of the material modes of nature. So when I came across this, I found this in one of the books by Gopalji Publications. And in that, I was just reading this and I was just meditating that we have Shiva and we have Sadashiva and we have Rudra. So what is the difference? Are all the same or there is some difference somewhere? Then there are like how we have so many incarnations of Lord Vishnu, like how there are so many waves in ocean, that many incarnations of Lord Vishnu are there. Similarly, is something like this with Lord Shiva as well? So I was trying to understand what we talk about Vishnu Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Shiva Tattva. Is there something known as Rudra Tattva? So I was just thinking about it. And that's when I started reading more about Gunavatars. So as we all know, that there are predominating deities for each and every guna. So there is Satoguna, there is Rajoguna, and then there is the Tamoguna. And if I speak in very simple terms, you can say that Rajoguna is basically when you are creating things, mode of passion. Tamoguna is when you are destroying things, mode of ignorance. And Satoguna when you are maintaining things. Right? And then these gunas have their characteristics. Lord Krishna speaks in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita extensively about them. And then when he's speaking to Uddhav in the 11th canto, he's speaking again in more detail about the gunas. But then if you see these gunas or these energies, these tattvas, they are everywhere. So there is some creation going on. Always there is maintenance and always there is destruction. So I will speak more about the destructive energy or Rudra. So can anyone tell me what do you think when the word Rudra comes in your mind? What does Rudra mean? Yes.
Like one who roars.
One who roars. Yes, this is one of the meanings of Rudra. And?
Anger.
Yes, Champak?
I just immediately think he's the best devotee of Krishna.
Best devotee of Krishna when you think of Rudra. Okay? Jagannath, you were saying something?
Angry.
One who roars?
Anger.
Anger. Rudra means anger. Okay? So we have anger, we have one who roars, we have great devotee of Krishna. Anything else coming in anyone's mind?
There was a devotee on a farm. He named his dog Rudra Babaji because he killed all the gophers.
Okay, so let's not talk about killing here, but I understand the point that it's about destructive energy. So let's say destruction. Rudra means destructive energy. But because we are talking so much about Rudra, let's also hear what do you mean by Shiva? The word Shiva.
Shiv means auspicious.
Auspicious. This morning my father-in-law who is sitting in the back, he was telling me Shiv means Kalyan. Kalyan means again auspicious. So I was just thinking about it. So coming back to Rudra. So one who roars, one who destroys, right? Kills, but let's say the word destroy. And Rudra, so also means one who makes people cry. That's also meaning of Rudra. So if you see in this room, we see the creative energy because there was someone who came in this room before all of us came, and then they set this whole place up. That's the creative energy. That was passion. And then now we are sitting. So creation doesn't have any purpose. Creation is not happening for the sake of creation. Creation has a purpose. What is that purpose? Purpose is sustenance or maintenance for something specific. So this maintenance is happening. We are all sitting in this space. This is Vishnu energy, or I would say the energy of maintenance. And then after this program ends, then some of you or some of us would be basically taking things down and making the space as it was before everything began. And that is a destructive energy. Why destructive energy is necessary? So that again creation can happen. So this Rudra Shakti is everywhere. It's in the air. The creative energy is also in the air. How? If we think, can someone tell me how the creative energy is in the air or the destructive energy is in the air?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, yes. We breathe, that is prana, right? So for us to grow, right, that we are creating. For sustenance also, air is needed where we are maintaining ourselves, right? And when this air becomes hurricane, that's the Rudra Shakti. It takes everything away. Same if you think about fire. If it is there in a contained environment like a small fire, you can actually create so much with it. You can make food, right? Which is creation. And then fire can also give us fuel, heat and light, which is maintenance. But then this same small flame of fire can become so big that it can devour cities, mountains, forests. That is Rudra Shakti. Even we talk about us. When we become angry, we are like this. So it's I was just thinking about it because later we'll see what I mean by our eyebrows are tensed. But it is Rudra Shakti is in our heart as well. And whenever we become angry, as we said that one of the definitions can be anger, then that is also Rudra Shakti. So Rudra Shakti is all pervading. So Brahma, he basically started creation. And he had Chatushkumar, as we all know. And when Chatushkumar came and manifested, Brahma asked Chatushkumar that, please, start creation, help me. I want to do this creation. And Chatushkumar, they said, no, we don't want to be part of this. They were Brahmagyani. They said, we don't want to waste time in your play. We just want to focus on what is most important in life. We don't want to even grow also. Because if we will grow, we will have desires, and then we will have family, we will have so much. We don't want anything. We just want to stay like that. And Brahma became angry. And that's when, from the middle of his eyebrows came Rudra. And then he asked Rudra that, Rudra, you have manifested. So first he said, can you create? And then Rudra starts creating. But that is destructive energy. And then everything is just being destroyed. He is having his own expansions. Everything is just getting finished. So then Brahma says, Rudra, it's okay. You just exist. No need to do any creation. No need to do anything. Just stay. And then he created other sons. So from his deliberation came Narada. And whenever I'm seeing any personalities coming here, they are also equipped with the creative Shakti, the maintenance Shakti, and the Rudra Shakti. We don't have time, but we can even talk about Narad Muni, how he has all the three energies whenever he is going everywhere. And I'm just trying to basically make a point here that Rudra Shakti is there everywhere, just like it's omnipotent. So Narada came, Vashishta came, Daksha came, then Bhrigu, and then Ankaratu. So this is one way of looking at it, what Bhagavatam says how Rudra came. The other place in Bhagavatam it is said that Rudra basically manifests from Anantashesh. The fire between the eyebrows of Anantashesha, Rudra comes at the end of time to basically annihilate everything. So that is another place where we see that how Rudra is manifesting. So let's see. There are 11 Rudras. So these are different names. These are the names in various places in Bhagavatam. There are different names given of various Rudras. But if you see, one of the Rudras is Shiva. So if you see number 5, there is Manu, and then there is Mahan, and then there is Shiva. So while Rudra is just destructive energy, now destructive energy can be creative or it can be destructive, like destructive energy, like it's bad destructive energy. So Shiva is basically, if you see, Shiva means, as someone said, auspicious, right? What Shiva is doing? Shiva is just sitting and just doing meditation. And when the right time comes, then only he manifests and he starts annihilating everything. So that Rudra Shakti is controlled in Shiva. So it's very important for us to see that destructive energy, there is nothing bad or good. How you see at things, that's how it matters. For example, one may say that we should be non-violent. And then one may say that we should not be violent. Other person may say, no, we need violence also. But that person may say, but violence and non-violence are two opposite things. But if you see from the Vedic perspective, they both are together, they're complementary to each other. Like how there is a saying, war is in peace and peace is in war. I hope you are trying to get the point I'm trying to make here. That how this Rudra Shakti, if it is uncontrolled, if it becomes too destructive, then it annihilates everything. If it is controlled properly, then it is as good as Lord Shiva himself. It is Lord Shiva, basically. So, making that point, let's see. So, in the second canto, third canto, we basically see about Rudra. So, here in this shloka, we see that the principle of matter, Mahatattva, is the consciousness of the omnipresent Lord. And Rudradev is his ego. Now, ego is very, very important. And ego is the source of that anger or Rudra. Now, why ego is important? Because we exist, we are here because we feel that we are someone, we are individuals. Now, we cannot give up that ego. Because if we give up that ego, then there will be no action. Nothing will happen actually. Now, sometimes I have seen some people, what they say, negate the ego, just finish the ego. So, I'll give you an example. Say, for example, someone is a great dancer. And they will say, oh, I have to negate my ego. I should just give up my ego or just repress it. So what will happen? Just talking logically, not from scripture. You will suppress your desire, you will suppress yourself that I'm a singer or I'm an artist, I'm a dancer. You will suppress. And ultimately what will happen when you grow old, then you will say, oh, I should have danced actually. and there will be regret. What Vedic scriptures teach us? That we should use our ego in a way that it evolves. And that evolution of false ego, that what we are identifying as a person, that I am a brown man here sitting from India, now staying somewhere in New York City, have this title, have this family or blah blah blah. You know, if that is very much necessary for me to evolve. And evolution means what? Using that ego basically in a spiritual practice. That ego slowly becomes purified and becomes our true ego. But repression is not the right way. You repress, and then boom, Rudra comes out. You know, he goes crazy. That's why we see sometimes there are some people who do so much austerity and so much seva and everything so much, they push. And then after some time, they go in the other tangent and they just leave everything. You know, the Rudra is manifesting. Balance is the key. Vedic scriptures are teaching us to always have harmony and balance. Extreme of anything is not good. So that's the point here I wanted to make with ego. Now in 3rd canto, 6th chapter, so we are talking about thereafter the materialistic ego of gigantic forms separately manifested itself, and into it entered Rudra, the controller of the false ego, with his own partial activities by which the living entity transacts his objective action. It's very important. That transacts his objective action. What is our objective? What is our action? For that we need Rudra. So he is within us. Going to the next. There is also another point that, there is a separate manifestation. So the thing is that Krishna or Vishnu or, the creation is happening. But this creation, material creation, is a separated energy. And Srila Prabhupada says that how it is separated. So in his times, he gave an analogy that if you record me and then you play my tape, I am in Vrindavan and you are playing my tape in Chicago, my energy is doing its thing. It is enlightening you. But then it is separate from me. I am in Vrindavan, but my energy is doing. This is how the things are. That is what the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 4th shloka say. That bhinna prakriti. My material energy are doing everything on their own and they are separate from me. And this separate energy is being controlled by whom? As you can see, ego controls us, right? Rudra controls this place. Rudra and Rudrani. I didn't talk about the 11 Bhavanis or Rudranis, but the wife of Rudra. They control. So this place, basically this material world, the people who actually manage this place is basically Rudra or Siva and Parvati. Rudra or Rudrani. Now comes the other part. So basically, I was saying, right, that Brahma said that my dear son, it's okay. You have done a lot. Just stay. Just do what you need to do. No need for procreation because there's too much destructive energy. So he says, where can I go? What should I do? So Rudra is asking, and he is being basically told by Brahma that I'll give you following places where you can reside. So the first place Rudra gives, is the heart. So Rudra is residing in our heart, right? Then the senses. Rudra is in our senses. Then the air of life. We already discussed how air can become a hurricane and can destroy things. The sky, the fire, water. There are tidal waves, tsunami. Same water gives life. You take moong dal or you take any seeds. You put water on them and slowly, they'll sprout. And you give right amount of water, they'll grow. But same water, when it becomes a tidal wave, like a tsunami, it basically destroys everything. So that Rudra Shakti is there. The earth, earthquake. We recently had such a ghastly event in one part of this world. That was Rudra Shakti. The sun. Why the sun? Because sun has so much scorching heat. If you have been in Vrindavan in the summer, you basically know what it is. It is like really Rudra Shakti. It will really like dry you up. Or if I say the moon can also, if it gets too cold, moon also controls the weather in the night. And austerity. So that is the reason why some people who do austerity, generally Prabhupada has written in purport that a Vaishnava, even if he is doing austerity, he would or she would not get angry. He would or she would not manifest Rudra. But I have seen myself that whenever I'm doing austerity, like I'm doing fasting or I'm doing something, Little bit here and there also, I can feel the energy flowing through me. The Rudra Shakti. So my wife is there, she can definitely say yes to that. But when we do austerities, we are actually invoking the power of Rudra. So that's the point I'm making here. So Rudra principle in the purport of 3rd canto, chapter 12, Prabhupada is saying, many earthly creatures, I'm just quoting Srila Prabhupada, we have just arranged them, but Srila Prabhupada has said each and every word. That earthly creatures who constantly represent Rudra element, snake, tiger, lion. So there was this small incident which happened where there was a family who tamed a tiger, and then they would have their friends play with the tiger, and tiger became like a puppy basically, became big but what puppy, completely under control, and they were playing. So once someone came, their friend, and then they played with the tail of the tiger. And now tiger is again Rudra. So tiger like slapped this person. You cannot play with creatures like these. And then he had some injury. So the Rudra Shakti is innate in some of the creatures. And then I already spoke about the sun, the moon, and then the sages. So if you see the story of Durvasa Muni, where Durvasa is basically coming on Ekadashi, right? He's doing austerity. Durvasa is doing austerity on Ekadashi. And Amrish Maharaj is there. And then Durvasa gets upset. That is Rudra Shakti. And then if you see Shringi, Shringi is cursing Parikshit Maharaj. Again, Rudra Shakti. So, as Srila Prabhupada is saying, there are many sages empowered with the influence of austerity and many yogis, philosophers and announcers who sometimes exhibit their acquired power under the influence of the Rudra principle of anger and passion. So, I spoke so much about Rudra, but it is very important that we channel that Rudra Shakti in the proper way. How can we do that? We can do that by the blessings of Lord Shiva. So, quoting a very, very famous shloka from Brahma Samhita, Shiram yatha dati vikara vishesha yoga sanjayate nahi tatha prathagasti heto yah sambhutam api tatha samupeti karya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Just as milk is transformed into curd by the actions of acids, and yet the effect curd is neither same as nor different from its cause, that is milk. So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Shambhu is a transformation for the performance of work of destruction. So again, as I said in the beginning of this discussion, that we have known these simple things, but going deeper into that curd and milk, they are not the same, but they are still not that different. And that's the comparison given in Brahma Samhita with Lord Shiva and then Lord Govinda or Krishna. So this is a point which we will now accept, and then with this point we will see many other things. So Shiva means auspiciousness. Another famous shloka which most of the Vaishnavas know. Nimnaganam yatha ganga devanam achyuta yatha vaishnavam yatha shambhu purnanam idam tatha. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyut, the supreme among deities, and Shiva, Lord Shambhu, the greatest of Vaishnavas, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. So this is a comparison given almost at the end of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Shiva is being glorified. So let's talk about some of the qualities of Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is the protector of the Dham. So what does it mean? I think this is a very common point which I think you might already know, very, very well aware of that. What does it mean that he's a protector of the Dham? Anyone? Yes, Ananda.
If I recall correctly, during the Rasa Leela, Lord Shiva wanted to attend, but was not really invited to, but we want to be part of it. So the gopis dressed him up in a sari, like a gopi, and they told him to stand guard outside the rasa, where the Rasa Leela was taking place, almost as if he was acting as security.
Thank you for giving us the sweet pastime of Lord Shiva interacting with the gopis. But we are here talking about the protection. Yes, he gives protector, but with every dham. So if you go to Bhubaneswar, you're going to see Lord Jagannath. Then the Lingaraj temple, which is in Bhubaneswar, is considered as the gateway to Puri. And it is seen like it is protecting that whole kshetra. Although in Jagannath Puri temple itself, there are, I think, 8 Jyotirlingas on all 8 sides. But every Vishnu temple you see, there will always be a Shiva temple nearby. Lord is protecting, Lord Shiva is protecting. Now what this protection means? So there was, I'll give you 2 incidents. There was this friend of mine from Germany, a German man, and he heard, he came just some of the classes like this, and he heard about the description of Vrindavan. How beautiful is Vrindavan? You know, the Vrindavan is a place which has the best weather and climate. Like, that's how we read, right? And there are birds and trees, and then there are desire-fulfilling trees in Vrindavan, right? And the dust is so soft, and it is said it is Chintamani. It can also purify you and give you whatever you want. And there is Krishna in Vrindavan, and you know, when he is there, the moving things, they stop, and the non-moving things, they start to move. So the river Yamuna and the air, they actually stop. And the earth and the stones and everything is actually moving. So he's hearing all this thing. One session, that how beautiful is Vrindavan, and then he's hearing about that in that Kalpataru one, there is a very beautiful temple which is bedecked with emeralds and rubies and sapphires and made of gold. And in that beautiful temple there is a throne which is even more elaborate and so beautiful. And on that throne are sitting Shri Radha and Krishna. So he heard all this. And he was like, I need to see this place. And he was like, I'm going to India and I'm definitely going to see Vrindavan. And he goes to Vrindavan. And when he goes to Vrindavan, what he sees, which all of us are also seeing, Shri Radha Murida ki jai, Gaur Chandra Bhagwan ki jai. So what is he seeing? He is basically seeing the Vrindavan which we go. Like there are pigs there are dogs, there are like people, there is a market, there is the temples, there is everything, and he was not very happy. So something was missing. What was missing? Premanjana bhakti vilochanena. That prema bhakti, the eyes anointed with love, is missing. So there is another incident where I have heard that Akbar, he was a ruler in India, a Muslim ruler, and he heard a lot about the Goswamis of Vrindavan. And he was like, let me just see, if they are real or genuine or what's that there with them. So he basically goes and meets Sanatan Goswami. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he meets one of the Goswami, mostly Sanatan Goswami. And Akbar really wanted to test, like he was inquisitive. His mind was that if these people are fake, let me just like level the land and like not have this place flourish and grow or whatever. So he was having that mindset. Like he had the Rudra Shakti with him. He was going with that. So Sanatan Goswami basically said, oh, you can help us by fixing the stairs at the bank of Keshi Ghat. So Akbar goes there. And what he sees, he's amazed. There is a broken staircase for sure, but the staircase is made of various jewels and gems. And he has never seen anything like that. And he's telling everyone that I can see. And everyone was saying, what can you see? There is nothing here. There's just simple mud and some stairs here with bricks. But Akbar saw. And that's when he had this vision. Why? Because a Vaishnava blessed him. Who was that Vaishnava? A Shuddha Vaishnava who had that eyes of love. So we need that eyes of love. Lord Shiva is giving that protection. Unless and until we have those eyes of love, we cannot actually perceive and actually see the Dham. And that's why it is also a tradition that whenever you are going to see a deity of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, first you should go to see the deity and take permission from the deity of Shiva or Shiva Lingam there nearby. So Dham protector. Vancha Kalpataru, another quality of Lord Shiva. This, I think, I don't have to explain much, that how Bhagirath, he wanted basically that his ancestors be purified and delivered because they died because of, again, Rudra Shakti. There was a sage and he was just sitting and there was a horse which belonged to the princess. The princess come there and they basically wanted to take the horse. They thought that the Rishi is giving us a challenge, while Rishi was totally in his meditation. So they committed an offense, and automatically by default, even without this Rishi, some places they say Rishi got upset. Some places they say they just offended a Vaishnava. So the Rudra Shakti got activated and all of them were turned to ashes. And Bhagirath was their ancestors, many generations down. And Bhagirath asked, how can I deliver my ancestors? Because this is a responsibility to make sure that all your ancestors are delivered. So he heard that Ganga can actually purify. And who is Ganga? So we read in Srimad Bhagavatam how Ganga actually appears. So in the universe there is Akash Ganga. So Milky Way, right? We have heard the word Milky Way. So it is said that when Lord Vaman was there, so Vaman is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and he basically, with the 3 legs, taking the whole world from Bali, who was the demon king, a great devotee. His feet basically touches the boundary of the universe. And our universes are floating in this Mahatattva. And that water basically touched the feet of Lord Vaman, and that water basically became Ganga. So, and that Ganga was only for the demigods, only for the gods. And Bhagirath wanted that Ganga to come down to this earthly plane. So he goes to Shiva. And Shiva again, Vancha Kalpataru. He is a Vaishnava. Whatever you desire, he would fulfill. So he says, I really need your help. So Shiva had said, yes, I want to help you. But there was another motive of Lord Shiva. What was that motive? He wanted the Charanamrit of Lord Vishnu's water on his head. So that's how he takes the water on his head. He takes that humble position. The point here Bhagirath was making that Ganga is too strong, it will just take everything away. The destructive energy will be too strong. And you control the destructive energy. But his heart was, how can I just get that water, can touch my head and be purified? That is Lord Shiva's motive. Gopis. So gopis worship Katyayani. There is a Shakti feet in Vrindavan. And gopis also worship Lord Shiva to get Krishna as their husband. So devotees have been worshipping Lord Shiva. And Shiva is fulfilling their desires. So ideal husband. And so when this halal thing happened, we read in Srimad Bhagavatam how you can see in the picture, there is the Vasuki snake, and then on the top of the Meru mountain, there is this form of Lord Vishnu, known as Ajita. So on the top also there is Lord Vishnu, and on the bottom also there is Kurma, that is also Lord Vishnu. And then they are churning this milk ocean. And then so many things are coming, but first comes the wish, like how when we start chanting, when we go deeper into our practice, we just feel, is this really working? Like I feel everything is so heightened. My greed is heightened, my lust is heightened, my anger is heightened, and I just see myself in a different light. So when we start churning, first thing which comes out is the dirt. When you go into a room which has not been open for a long time, when you start cleaning, all the dust just comes out before it becomes a nicer place. So same thing here. Halal came, wish came, poison. And who would do it? So Lord Vishnu is already doing everything. He is also on the top of the mountain, churning. He is also on the bottom. He only convinced the demigods, he only convinced the demons. Everything is happening through Vishnu. But Vishnu is also, his life is in Lord Shiva. It's like he is worshipping himself. So he's saying we should glorify Lord Shiva, and everybody approaches Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva, now such a great opportunity has come and you have capability. So someone approaches, say any one of you, and say, you have so much money, you have so much power. If you just give like 1% of your time, so many of us will be so much benefited. And we might say, okay, right, I have good intentions and I have the resources, I can just get it done. But he didn't do it. First he went to his wife and he said that this is such a great work. Shall I do it or shall I not do it? The wife said, yes, you can do it. So that was like an ideal husband kind of thing. And how he is so much with his wife, Parvati. And then he goes and brings halal. That is specifically mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. He goes and takes poison. The other is about Ekamruvan. So once what happened, Narad Muni, he came to see Lord Shiva. And Narad Muni and Shiva, as we saw already, are brothers, right? They all are coming through Brahma, so they are brothers, actually. Although Lord Shiva is unborn, Brahma is a living entity, but Lord Shiva is at least manifesting to Brahma. So in one sense, he is his son. So Lord Shiva was not there in the place. So Narad Muni sat with Parvati. And Parvati was just saying, my husband is so good. You know, he shares everything with me, he does this, he does that. And Narad Muni was like, really, he shares everything with you? And she said, yeah, I know everything. Like, anything happens, we are always talking. Me and my husband, we are talking everything. We are talking about the benefit of this world. We are talking about like Tantra. We are talking about like what will happen in the future. We talk about you. We talk about Lord Vishnu. We are always talking. You know? And I know everything, whatever my husband does and whatever my husband has to say. So Narad Muni says, did your husband ever tell you about the mala which he wears, which is made of skulls? And then she says, no, but that is like on the external. I never asked him of that. So Narad Muni says, if you don't know what he's wearing every day externally, how can you say that you know his heart? So Narad Muni leaves. And now Parvati is basically very disturbed. Like, yeah, actually externally my husband is wearing something every day. I don't know what it is. And how can I trust my husband that whatever he's thinking is actually sharing his heart? So then when Shiva comes, he sees, crisis management. The wife is very upset. What to do? So first Parvati asks, what is this? So then Shiva says that every time when you die as Sati, I basically secure your skull and keep it here. So 108 times you have died and I am wearing it basically. So what we see is Parvati, and we talk about Sati, but between Sati and Parvati there were many Satis actually. So he said, you are so dear to me. So that's what I'm wearing. And Parvati was like, oh, like you love me so much. But still Parvati was like, still I cannot trust you. You didn't tell me this. Like such a sweet thing. You are hiding things from me. What are you hiding? Tell me, what are you hiding? So then Lord Shiva takes Parvati to Ek Amravan. So Ek Amra means mango. One means forest. So a forest which has only one mango tree. So they go there and then they're sitting and then Lord Shiva says, let me share with you the most confidential knowledge. And he's looking if someone is there, because he says it's not on me to share this knowledge with the world, this particular knowledge. And he starts sharing. And what he's sharing Srimad Bhagavatam. But at that time, they were not alone. There was another living entity who was there on the tree. And that was a parrot. So Lord Krishna or Vishnu have a habit. All the incarnations have a habit. They always leave someone behind. Then they wind up their whole Leela, they always leave someone behind. So when Krishna is leaving from Prabhas Kshetra, when he is finding up his activities and he's going up, he's leaving Uddhav behind. When Lord Ram is leaving, he's leaving Hanuman behind. So here in Krishna Leela, when he left Vrindavan, he left so many of his Parshad who also left the world when Krishna was leaving. But he asked the Shuka, the parrot, to stay. And Shuka didn't know what to do, and he came to Lord Shiva because he said that only person I can connect and who can give me something is Lord Shiva. So the Shuka heard, the parrot hears the story. And Parvati actually is falling asleep, like how some of us, we fall asleep when these discussions happen. So Parvati is also falling asleep and the parrot is mimicking Parvati. The parrot is saying, so that Lord Shiva, his eyes are closed and he's just explaining all the glories and all the pastimes of Krishna and all the various incarnations of Vishnu and what happened here, what happened there, and he's just like going on and on and on, and the parrot is like, And ultimately Shiva basically opens his eyes and sees, and actually some people say, acharyas say that Parvati fell asleep because Shiva was explaining the Sankhya Yoga. Kapil Muni is explaining the details, intricacies of how elements come together and creation happens in third canto. So that was so boring for her in some sense. People say that, like whatever their Leela is. But ultimately Shiva opens his eyes and sees Parvati is asleep and he says, who is doing who? And then he sees, oh, there's a parrot. And Shiva again, again Rudra, that this was a private conversation. How dare you hear what I'm talking to my wife? Takes his trident, goes behind the parrot. Parrot is going like trying to save his life as much as he can, like flying as fast as he can. And ultimately, far off place, there was this lady who said, like in the morning she woke up and like she yawned, and the parrot directly goes inside her mouth. So this lady was the wife of Krishna Dvaipayan Vedvyas, or I should say Vedvyas, and the lady becomes pregnant with Shukadev Goswami, and that's why his name is Shukadev. Shuka means parrot, and whenever fruit in India is tasted by parrot, it is sweeter. So the fruit was from Lord Shiva, but then Shukadev Goswami is saying it is even sweeter. So that is the story about Ekamravan, how Lord Shiva is there with his wife, sharing everything. Shiva and Krishna. There is a story of Ashishwar Mahadev and Nandishwar Mahadev. So I'll not take long because there are other things I want to say. But so Lord Shiva, when Krishna was born in, and Krishna basically appears on this planet, and then he comes to Nandagaon, Nandabhavan. Lord Shiva really wanted to see Krishna, and he comes in the night, and he is playing his damru. So Lord Shiva's appearance, if you see, he is Bhutanath. Bhutanath means what? Nath means Lord. Bhuta means ghosts. He is, as we said, Gunavatar, of ignorance. So he is compassionate form of the Lord, basically giving his mercy to people who cannot get that mercy. And who are these people? The people who don't have body. So ghosts, all sorts of entities, energies which don't have a body. Pishachas, all sorts of negative energies. And that is also one reason that why in the Bhagavatam it is said that in the evening one should not plan of procreation, because Lord Shiva is going with his followers, and Lord Shiva wants to give them a body. Lord Shiva wants to do social work. He wants to basically award the body to all his parshad, all his followers, who are again like restless people. Again, ghosts are what? They're restless. They don't have a body. They can see you, they can see the food, they can see the enjoyment, but they cannot access it. They need to access a body, basically. And they are suffering in that. Lord Shiva wants to deliver them. So he is saying in the evening, I am going, oh, these people are planning a baby. Please go there. Now, that is another story, that what happens with the parents. But Lord Shiva at least is trying his level best. And that's how Narad Muni and Lord Shiva have this good, complementing nature. That Lord Shiva sends people like these, and then Narad Muni and people like Narad Muni are roaming everywhere in the world to basically guide these misguided souls, restless souls, give them a purpose, bring them to the path of spirituality or bhakti. So Lord Shiva now comes here and he's playing damru, and he is having like scorpion in his head and snake in his on his body. And if now also you go in India, you can find people who have snakes and other things on their body. His whole body is with ashes, smeared with ashes from Shamashan. So Shamashan, the other name of Shamashan or crematorium is Rudra Bhumi. So that is also a place of Lord Shiva. So he's basically has smeared all these things. Now tell me, in the night, someone is there at your door playing this drum, and then you come out because you don't want your baby to wake up, and then you see this ghastly person who is like having all these creatures on him crawling. What my mother would do? She would say, please Baba, why are you here? Please go somewhere else. No, people are sleeping here. And Lord Shiva was like, I just want to see your baby. Lala, your Lala you're talking about, can I see your Lala? Can I see your Lala? And Yashoda is like, no, if my Lala sees you, I don't know, he would get trauma for life. So ultimately Lord Shiva is very dejected, and he goes and sits. So where he sits is a place, a temple in Braj known as Ashishwar. Means Asha means hope. So he's sitting there in hope. One day will come when I will be allowed to see Krishna. So he's sitting as Ashishwar there. And but something just changes. Lord Shiva goes, and our baby Krishna starts to cry. And he's just crying only. So he cried the whole night, he cries the next day, whole day. And all the gopis are talking. I think that Baba did some black magic. We need to go and get that Baba, evil eye. The wrong energy he has given. I think we need to get him here, and he should just undo whatever he did. So they go and find Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is so happy. He doesn't know that what these people are thinking. He's happy, okay, finally I'm going to see Krishna. And he goes there, and he's not allowed inside, by the way. Only from outside. No? You can see my baby from outside. You are not coming inside my house. If you are a scorpion or snake, they come inside my house, then what? Right? So that's what Mother Yashoda is thinking. So as soon as Krishna, baby Krishna sees Lord Shiva, he starts to smile and laugh. So becomes so happy. And Mother Yashoda immediately understands that there is some connection between the two. And that's when the Mother Yashoda says that, oh Yogi Baba, you can come and you can stay in Braj in my home. There is a song Brajvasis sing. It's in my notes somewhere. I don't remember it, but basically she says, hey Yogi Baba, come and stay in my house because my Lala is fond of you. Something like that. And then that's why if you go to Nand Bhavan now, there is a temple of small shivling of Lord Shiva there. A shivling is there in Nand Bhavan. So that is Nandishwar Mahadev. So there is such a sweet. There are so many pastimes of Lord Shiva and Krishna. But I thought that maybe I should share this one. So Lord Shiva, he gives two types of benedictions. He gives Sakapat Kripa. Kripa means mercy. Sakapat means, Kapat means deception. So Lord Shiva, although he doesn't want to do this, but then so many demons, they approach him. As I said, that how this Prakriti is bhinna from Krishna. So what we should pray to Krishna? We should pray to Krishna for devotion. We should pray to Krishna for going deeper into our spiritual life. We should pray to Krishna that when I leave my body, I get out of this cycle of birth and death. But when it comes to manipulation of material elements and other things happening in life, Bhagavatam says that if you want to be a hero, worship Rudra. If you want a long life, you worship Ashwini Kumaras. If you want good marital happiness, worship Uma. So Bhagavatam is saying that you worship this person. Understand the working of this universe. But devotees, they are unconcerned, less like Shiva. They are very focused. They want to do the final thing. So, but the demons understand how to manipulate things, and they worship Shiva. So Sakapat means Shiva ultimately fulfills their desire. His name is Ashutosh, means he's easily pleased. So he fulfills their desire. But ultimately with that fulfillment, the demons go crazy, and ultimately they are delivered. So I'll not explain it more. This picture is of Bhasmasur, who was basically trying to please Shiva by cutting his organs of the body and putting in fire. Like these kind of people, they come and Shiva still gives them shelter. And then ultimately, he gets the benediction of whoever he will touch, whoever heads he would touch, the head would burst into pieces. So when he gets the benediction from Shiva, ultimately he had his eyes on Parvati, and he says, let me test it on you only, Lord Shiva. And then there is a whole story of how Vishnu comes and ultimately the demon dies and is liberated. So Sakapat, it's Kripa only, it's mercy, but it is with little deception. Then there is Nishkapat, where Lord Shiva is teaching us how to basically grow as a Bhakti Yogi. And we see in the 4th canto of Bhagavatam, where Prachetas are hearing the Rudra Geet. So we have Bhagavad Geet, right? Bhagavad Gita. We have Gopi Geet. We have Uddhav Geet. Geet means song. We have Rudra Geet. And Rudra Geet is what? It is basically explaining how beautiful is Krishna, how beautiful is Govinda, how beautiful is Lord Vishnu. That is the song. And he is giving that to Prachetas who are doing austerities. So that is Nishkapat Kripa. So if devotees approach Lord Shiva, for example, today on the day of Mahashivratri, then you get blessings of Lord Shiva and you go deeper into your bhakti. So Lord Shiva is saying in the 4th canto that any person who is surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, controller of everything, material nature as well as the living entity, is actually very dear to me. This was a nice thing which I found, that some places it is written, it's mentioned in Brahma Vaivar Puran, that actually Radha, who was so confidential, was first adored by humans on the advice of Lord Shiva. So actually, some credit can go to Lord Shiva that we have today Radharani in our altar. Then names of Krishna and Shiva. So Sanatana Goswami speaks about intimacy between the names of Shiva and Krishna. So I would just read the translation as I want you guys to speak. So to consider Lord Shiva different from Krishna is a serious spiritual deviation. The personality of Godhead tolerates offenses against himself, but not against Lord Shiva. And in Padma Puran it is written, one who sees differences between any of Lord Shiva's qualities and names and those of Lord Vishnu is an antagonist to Harinam. Padma Puran. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is also writing in his purport to Madhure Kadamini that those without knowledge in the matter may say that Vishnu is the Lord, not Shiva, nor they may say that Shiva is the Lord, not Vishnu. Since I am a devotee of Vishnu, I will not give regard to Shiva, or vice versa. Absorbed in such arguments, such people also commit offences to the holy name. If such offenders can become enlightened by a devotee with thorough knowledge of the matter, then they can realize in what way Shiva and Vishnu are non-different. With this realization, and by doing Nam Kirtan, they can nullify their offences. So even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, I think 3rd chapter, verse 208, Prabhupada is actually also writing in the purport that how they are same and they're different. It's basically Achinta Veda Devi. It is inconceivable. They are not one. They are still one. So it's difficult to understand. So how we can pray to Lord Shiva? So Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, O Kshetrapal, Kshetraman means protector of the land, protector of the dham, you are certainly very merciful. Being kind to me, please give me love for Krishna. And then Narahari Chakravarti is saying, I offer my respectful obeisances to Shri Gopeshwar, who is merciful Lord Shiva himself. He removes all troubles and grants spiritual love in Vrindavan. And Raghunath Das Goswami is saying, to obtain the jewel of being embraced by the arms of Brajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar. So if you want to be embraced by Shyam Sundar, the gopis who possesses firm, loving, intimate attachment of Shri Krishna joyfully worship Sadashiv with great devotion and had all their internal desires fulfilled without delay. Daily I worship that Gopeshwar Mahadev who resides on the bank of Yamuna. So with that, please, if you have any comments, arguments, concerns, questions.
Actually, it was more like just an understanding. So this devotee was explaining about how Lord Shiva dressed as a goat. So my understanding was that in order for Lord Shiva to enter into Vrindavan, he didn't have the proper body. So he had to take the form of a gopi to actually be able to enter into Vrindavan. So that was like one of the reasons, right?
Yes.
Just
Yes,
clarifying that,
yes,
right?
Yes, that's one of the reasons. Thank you. Yes.
So, Lord Shiva existed before Krishna, and by any chant or mantra of Lord Krishna, it's kind of indirectly invoking Krishna. Is that true, or is that what you're trying to say?
So, okay, first of all, Vishnu Tattva, Shiva Tattva, they have always existed. There was never a time that they didn't exist. So, in Bhagavad Gita, when you read 2nd chapter, there is, in the very beginning only, as Krishna is starting the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that all of us have always existed and will always exist. So, first of all, they always exist. They manifest in different ways in this world. That is a different story. Now, second question is, if you are worshipping Lord Shiva, so Srila Prabhupada was in Winnipeg, and there was a devotee who basically was talking to Srila Prabhupada and said, I met this Indian gentleman, and he said that he only wants to chant Om Namah Shivaya. And then the devotee said, but I made him understand that, Krishna is the ultimate destination. He agrees with that, but he still says, I just want to chant Om Namah Shivaya. So the devotee was saying that I couldn't do anything that he can give up the worship of Lord Shiva. And Prabhupada says, why he has to give up the worship of Lord Shiva? If he is accepting Krishna, then his chanting and his bhakti for Lord Shiva will actually bring him to Krishna. So if you are worshipping Lord Shiva, actually you are pleasing Lord Krishna. And if you are worshipping Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva is already pleased, as we saw here in one of the shlokas here. And interestingly, if you see Vishnu Sahasranam, so many names of Shiva has come in Vishnu Sahasranam, which is the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. Like Rudra itself, that is also name of Vishnu. Rudra is also name of Vishnu, as per Vishnu Sahasranam. So does it answer your question? No. Yes.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate this, wish I come earlier because it's I know sometimes devotees from different sects, it's almost like, oh no, I would only pray to Siva, I would only pray to Krishna, and I would only pray to Durga, and I was like, and then to me they're all the same because it's all from the same source. And then I remember one devotee, she said to me, it's all the same God with just many different faces. And I love what you said, and I appreciate people understanding that. Like, you can pray who you want to pray to, but it's not like a battle of gods of who is better than who. It's still a way to get you to where you need to be as the ultimate destination.
There is a Swami who said that the absolute truth, it manifests first as Param Jyotir Nirakar. That is the impersonal way of looking at the divinity. Then Sarva Bhuta, which means is there in every atom, every material and living entity. That is the Paramatma. And then says Bhagwantam Adhokshajam. Then the person comes, this divinity basically can be worshipped as a person, and which is the highest form of worship as for the Vaishnavas. So just adding to what you were saying. And again, our philosophy is Achinta Bheda Bhed, inconceivable one and difference. So, okay, I think this ends our talk. Thank you so much. I will be here, so we can definitely discuss. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Lord Shiva ki Jai.
So we're gonna have Aarti now, so that everyone can move these mats to the side and then come forward so we can all sing and dance together. Thank you.
Yes.
Hare
Bhakti Center ki Jai Om Krishna Bhaktam Sivaji Pracharya Sadhguru Krishna Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Pranacharya Srila Prabhupada ki Pranacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Himsekho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopala Ashram Mukunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki Vrindavan Dhama ki Jaipur Dham ki Puri Dham ki Nimai ki Nimai ki Tulsi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution ki Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. So we're just going to sing the Nrsimha prayers, but before we sing the Nrsimha prayers, I just want to make an announcement. If everyone, while we sing the Nrsimha prayers, could please pray for our dear father. This is from Shamakumari Devidasi, Priya Radha Devidasi, and Nayana Ranjani Devidasi. They're saying, please pray for our dear father, Rupa Manohar Das, husband of Nayana Ranjani Devidasi, as he nears the last stages of life. Please help us help him get to his eternal home safely at Krishna's lotus feet. So if we can chant one Maha Mantra together for him, and then we'll sing the Nrsimha prayers for him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Thank you so much again for being here. This is our weekly program. This happens every Sunday without fail. Please come back next weekend. Our very own Doyle Garanga is going to be speaking.
Vivo.
Do you know the topic yet?
Yes.
Oh, drum roll. He's going to tell us.
Oh, you want me to say now?
Yeah.
I'll speak. I'll be from the 8th canto.
Oh, okay.
Suspense.
Suspense. What topic? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just now coming. So he's going to be speaking, and we're super excited for that. And then the following week is actually, we're having a 3-day festival for Gaur Purnima, which is very, very exciting. On Saturday, the 4th, we're going, March 4th, from 4 to 7 p.m., we're going to be having our Roots of Kirtan Festival, which is going to, John V. Harrison's going to be the speaker. And we're going to have kirtan with the Chutu Gopian family, and it's just going to be really, really incredible. Please come for that. And then we're going to have a special Bhagavat Sravanam that Sunday. And that class is going to be given by Rasanath Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya, who he's an amazing speaker, an amazing person. He also lived here and was a monk for many years and is an inspiration to so many of us. And then on Monday, the 6th, that's actually the day of Gaur Purnima, we're going to be having a festival in the evening. Do we know the time yet? It's just now coming. Time just now coming. Keep posted. We will post on our website about that. We'll have a class, we'll have kirtan, we'll have abhishek, and it's going to be really, really special. And kirtan, of course, and prashadam, of course. If you want to sign up for our temple newsletter, if you're not already signed up, scroll down to the bottom of the website and click on Join Temple Newsletter. If anybody wants to be added to the temple WhatsApp, which is literally the exact same thing as the newsletter, you just get like a daily like WhatsApp thing instead of a once a week newsletter. You can come see me, and everyone please stay for prashadam. We have a lunch feast served in the back for all of you all. You can leave a donation in the bowl if you can. And our programs are run by donation, and take prashadam in the back, not in the front. Make friends, keep friends. And if anyone wants to clean up afterwards, you can come see me or Akeshvara or Shush, who's in the back helping with the cleaning today. Thank you so much. And if anybody wants to be on the Bhagavat Sravanam production volunteer team, you can also come see me. Hare Krishna.
Leave.